My name is Wyatt Dixon, and I have been friends with Lee Barnes for, hard to believe, but 55 years. We got to be friends when we were 3 years old. His family moved on my street in Durham. Everything that Lee has taken on in his life, he is all in. And that really goes back to even times when we were, as young kids, when we were in Cub Scouts together, when his mom was our den mother. Everybody probably knows of the Pinewood Derby, and I vividly remember going through and showing our pack. Everybody was showing off their little Pinewood Derby cars, and without a doubt, everybody had gotten their dad's help except Lee. Lee did it on his own. And little did I know at the time, but that was emblematic of what he has continued to do his whole life. I give Lee a lot of credit, probably the credit, for my decision to come to Appalachian State. He had made a decision early, and I was still waffling between a couple of schools, and we decided that we would room together, and that sealed the deal.
So I met Dr. Lee Barnes about 20 years ago, but Chancellor Ken Peacock had suggested that I meet Lee. I was Walker College of Business Dean, and then after that, he decided to fund the Lee Barnes Scholars in the Walker College of Business, and that scholarship was for students who had academic achievement from high school but also had high financial need. And so that program was really successful as being the premier scholarship program in the Walker College of Business. I think Lee really likes providing this transformational support to organization because he wants to make a difference. And so in terms of a philanthropist, I think Lee, to me, provides a great model of how you can be thoughtful, how you can be generous, and how you can use your resources and use what you've been blessed with and actually help others by providing that support.
Dr. Barnes has demonstrated extraordinary leadership on our campus and across the state of North Carolina. He's served for 8 years on our Board of Trustees, helping shape the future of our campus, and now serving on the UNC Systems Board of Governors. He's helping shape the future of not only Appalachian State University, but the entire 17-campus community. Dr. Barnes' philanthropy has for decades made important impacts in the Walker College of Business. He actually started when he was a student in the Walker College of Business, contributing $100 to the Buy a Brick campaign during the construction of then Rayleigh Hall, now Peacock Hall. And in 2015, Dr. and Mrs. Barnes established the Lee Barnes Benefaction for Learning Enhancement and Enrichment, which allowed us to create the Barnes Student Research Grants Program. And in 2024, at perhaps one of the worst times in our campus history, Dr. Barnes' generosity helped pave the way for the recovery of thousands of faculty, staff, and students at Appalachian State University in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
So when Lee and I arrived here in fall of '86 as freshmen, Lee and I decided to rush Kappa Alpha together, and that ended up being the beginning of a great experience for all of us. And we're really blessed to have a great group of friends from that era in terms of our kind of core group of folks that have really taken a real heart for trying to give back to Appalachian, and Lee has definitely led that charge. Obviously, as we all know, the impact of Hurricane Helene was tremendous here in Boone. And I remember getting a phone call from Will Sears. Will calls me and says, "Wyatt, you're not gonna believe this. We just got a check for $1 million from Lee." And I was just so touched, as so many of us were. After I heard about Lee's gift, I picked up the phone and gave him a call, because he doesn't like to be in the spotlight. He likes to be the person, that is behind the scenes. And we've teased him a lot of times that he should just change his name to Anonymous, because it seems like a lot of times these anonymous donors might have Lee behind it. And so I called him and said, "Look, I really would like to use you as a bell cow, if you will, to really motivate our group of friends to really step up. And so our group of fraternity brothers around our same class year decided to get together, and so we worked to match his gift. And so seeing the impact that Lee's gift started, and how that was able to help so many students, faculty, and staff really is touching. And what we need to continue to build is a culture of giving and an expectation that so much of what makes this place great has contributed to the lives of so many of its graduates and their families. And we've got a unique opportunity to really step up. And seeing how the university was such a steward and a fiduciary of the dollars that came in just as a part of that Helene relief would impress anybody. You know, Lee and I both did decide to major in business, and he took the management path, and I took a marketing path. And so while we overlapped, we definitely had a different focus in so many respects. But I know that one of his favorite professors and someone that he has just loved for his entire life is Dwayne Daggett.
So on the Dwayne Daggett professorship, what was really meaningful to me about Lee establishing that is he wanted to honor a man who had been not only an outstanding professor, but a mentor. Well, the Dwayne D. Daggett Endowed Professorship is established to fund a stipend for an outstanding professor. So it goes every year to a professor in the Department of Management where Dr. Daggett taught, and is used to attract and retain outstanding faculty.
How do I look? You look fantastic.
My name is Dwayne Daggett, and I was a professor in the College of Business, and I was happy to be his mentor. It was an honor for me to be a mentor to Lee Barnes. I went home for lunch one day, and so I went out and I got the mail, and there was a letter, and the letter was from Lee Barnes. It said, "Dear Dr. Daggett, I want you to know that my wife and I have made a contribution to the College of Business." So it was really quite something to receive that letter and to be recognized by a student in honor of me. Maybe the greatest honor I've had at Appalachian State University.
The Distinguished Alumni Award is a huge honor. And if you sit there and think about someone giving back with their time, with their financial resources, but also working to inspire others to do the same, that's so much of what Lee is. And I'm so proud that he is my friend and that he is being given this honor. There's nobody more deserving. So good job, Lee.
I think Dr. Barnes is the embodiment of an alumnus of the Walker College of Business. He demonstrates the impact that higher education can have in helping a young person achieve their personal and professional dreams and goals.
And I certainly believe that he is a distinguished alumnus and clearly deserves this award. I think he is one of the best that Appalachian has provided as a student, as a graduate, and I think this Distinguished Alumnus Award is very well deserved.
In a community that I grew up in, there was a elderly woman. We called her Grandma Wagner, and she would motivate us, and she'd say, "Now, I want you all to remember this. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until the good is better and the better is the best." And I relate that to Lee Barnes. He was good when he came to my class. My role as a professor was to make him better. And then he had to go out and do his thing and establish that he was going to be the best. And he's done that many times over. Good, better, best is Lee Barnes.